Hey Assassins, this is Wheel and welcome to the answers video in my Q&A. So if you guys remember, for hitting, was it this milestone? 7,000 subscribers, I've gone ahead and we're going to do a Q&A. So you guys a couple of weeks ago asked me a bunch of questions and we honestly had way more questions than I was anticipating. So I've I'm terrible at multitasking, just so you guys know. So the video in the background is pre-recorded. I am so sorry this part is so trippy. I loaded in, it just started glitching, and it's crazy. If you need to just blank the video for a sec, that's cool. But wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So the video in the background is pre-recorded, and I'll just be sort of talking over the top with my commentary. So here goes. We're gonna answer some of your guys' questions, try and get all of them answered, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so question 1 comes from Adidas Doggo. They ask me, can you play the Minecraft server with Nintendo? Now what is awesome about Bedrock Edition Minecraft is you can literally play with any platform on Minecraft. So as long as you are on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, you can literally play with anyone from the Switch to, you know, Xbox, PlayStation, even a PC, as long as you're on Bedrock Edition, which is super cool. Of course, they don't allow that with cross capabilities with Java Edition because, you know, they're two entirely separate versions of Minecraft, which totally makes sense. By the way, going back to the actual video in the background, doing a build battle building a normal house was actually very difficult for me. This week I haven't really been feeling right, like I feel like my build skills have just kind of failed me. So going into build battle and doing a bit of practicing was actually really good. But honestly, building a normal house, you just forget how difficult sometimes that can be. But I do hope you enjoyed the background clip. Okay, the next one comes from just Feno or Funo. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm pronouncing all your names wrong for some odd reason, which is terrible. They say, do I do collabs? That is a really good question. I do collaborations with other. I'm just laughing at my terrible childish self. Uh, I do collaborations with fellow content creators. The only thing is just having the time to do it. So, you know, recently I've been very busy. Now I'm hoping to explain the reasons for that in a separate video coming in the future. And it is a little bit hard to explain. So again, I've just got to get the right time and moment to do that. But yeah, would love to, you know, do some collaborations with different people, and hopefully even you guys around as well, which would just be so cool. I think the fact that I've managed to join your worlds now is just awesome. It's kind of like a small collaboration with each of you as well, which is brilliant. So those videos, by the way, will be coming out very shortly, so be on the lookout for them. So let's go to the next one. We have got a question from, I'm going to say Starby. That is a pretty awesome name there. So we have about 4 questions from Starby. When did I start building in Minecraft? That's a really good question. So I actually started on a city world with my siblings in about 2013, 2014-ish. So I actually do remember picking up my first edition of Minecraft, and it was on the PlayStation 3, and I got it from a supermarket from my mum. It's pretty crazy. Before then, I actually played Minecraft for the first time on my cousin's computer in Australia. So we went there on holiday to go and visit them, and the first time I ever played Minecraft was on my cousin's PC. So we actually played some modded worlds on Java Edition, but yeah, instantly fell in love with it. Such a great game, and yeah, I'm really happy to have carried on with my passion and, you know, be able to bring you guys Minecraft content nowadays. How did I get so good at building? That is a very flattering question. Personally, I don't think that I'm at a top tier with my building. I still think that, you know, looking back at my other tutorials, I really must go ahead and fix them, you know, redo them, fix them up, make them look actually professional. Because if you look back at old tutorials, like one I want to do recently actually is my Central Perk Cafe from Friends. If you look at that one again, you can see where, you know, I really could improve that one, especially with the quality of the video itself. You know, I actually the microphone audio and everything about that. Now I know I'm saying that through dodgy audio right now, but yeah, I've definitely learned a lot from just generally making videos in general, and then that also helps me to improve my building, because you can't really do up your actual, you know, video techniques like editing software, that sort of thing, without actually having good content for it. So yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand, and I think practice, to be honest. Practice just makes perfect, as they say. And if you just carry on practicing and you enjoy it that much that you just kind of get used to it, and yeah, just goes well, I guess. Here, by the way, I was starting to panic. 30 seconds left, and I hadn't even got the roof on. That was really, really tight. I was getting a little bit nervous about that. Um, so yeah, I'd probably just say that I'm always improving, and well, I'd like to think I'm always improving. But like I said, practice just makes perfect, and yeah, when you look back at old tutorials, you do actually see some techniques I use from those in my newer creations. It's just, I've done it in a better way. So yeah, I mean, you just pick up things as you go, which is awesome. So let's go to the next one. Have I ever watched Squid Game? That's a really good question. To be honest, you're going to be very shocked at this. No, I haven't actually seen it yet. The time of this video, I haven't seen it. Now, I know I really must watch it, and I have it on my watch list and things to do list. But at the time of this video and the time of the Squid Game video coming out, I had never seen it. I had researched so many different clips from it. I literally went and like sat and watched Red Light, Green Light over and over and over again. I could practically like sing the song fluently. That's how many times I watched it. But yeah, I really must watch it, and it's definitely on my list of things to do. Let's go to the next one. So, what made you decide to what with it? What made you decide to start your channel? That's a really, really good question. So actually, in the beginning, sorry, we're coming on to the next question as well, because this kind of coincides with my brother's question, which my brother says, when did you start your YouTube channel? He knows already, but he's doing it for content. Fair enough. Thanks, bro. So I actually started my channel originally for free storage for many, many Rainbow Six Siege clips. Now I know that sounds very, very stupid, like seeming as now I'm on YouTube for over 5 years, and yeah. Trust me, in the very beginning, it was literally because YouTube was a free platform and I could share my clips with my friends from school and stuff. And I just thought it was really cool, to be honest. I thought it was a really, really cool thing to do. And yeah, like when you're a kid and you sort of dream about being a YouTuber and stuff. I think everyone goes through that little bit of a phase there. I guess mine kind of stuck. So that was awesome. But yeah, free storage originally. Then I became interested in actually making videos, and originally I did film a couple vlogs, and I will be honest and say that they were just terrible. So I did not continue with that, and kind of glad I did. Maybe in the future though, we'll get back to doing some vlogs and they'll actually be decent. But until then, until I somehow get better looking, then that is not going to happen. So yeah. But yeah, I think just it developed from what was a random hobby, I guess, playing Rainbow Six Siege and just posting my clips online, and then people started to watch them, and I was like, you know what, this would actually be fun to start making videos. So it didn't actually start as a Minecraft channel, it did start as just a random collection of videos channel, and then it just evolved from there. So that is the birth of Wheelassassin. One day I will make an origin story of Wheelassassin. That'd be so cool. Let me learn some animation and try and get better at drawing too, and then maybe we can get that up there as well. That'd be so cool to do. The next question comes from Shadow Assassin. Another assassin, let's go. So, they say, will you ever make animation someday? Well, that's actually a really, really funny question to ask just after that one. So, yeah, I'd actually love to make some animations. They are just so incredible. You see like Pixar films and stuff, and of course I wouldn't be at that level. If I was, then I think I should just go for a job at Disney instead of doing YouTube. But you know what I mean? It would be really, really cool to do that and bring that to the channel. Not sure if you guys have remembered it, or you went around for that one or whatever, but a while ago I did actually make a short story in Minecraft. It wasn't an animation, it was literally like a role-playing type of story. I'll drop a link to it in the description. It's very, very cringy nowadays, but if you are interested in seeing that, then you can check it out and, yeah, hopefully enjoy that. But if we're going on that sort of scale, like trying to make a storyline out of it, then I do enjoy writing some stories. That is always fun. So we could see that in the future. That would be pretty awesome to do. So yeah, let me get some let me get some decent equipment for that one, like maybe some cameras and stuff like that, and definitely some skills. Got to get some skills for that as well. And then yeah, I mean, for now, I can probably do some stop motion animations, you know, with Lego and whatnot, but I don't think it would really be what I was looking for with this whole origin story thing that I was on about. That that will have to come in the future, I think. That would be something to look forward to. So yeah, that's going to be great. Okay, the next one. Mart's Jams asks me, how did I come up with my name? Such a good question. Such a good question. I think that, again, this one will come into the origins of Wheelassassin video. Um, to be honest, not many people ask me that question, so it's really nice to have this opportunity to explain a little bit. So, yeah, uh, I have a medical condition in my right leg, and during my school days, I was in a wheelchair, um, and I used to like push myself around and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. But yeah, so when it came to making my PlayStation Network account, my dad actually came up with the name Wheelassassin because I was a big fan of Assassin's Creed, still am. Like that's one of my favorite all-time games. And I was in a wheelchair for every day at school. So yeah, that kind of just stuck, I guess. When it came to like thinking of my own name for a YouTube channel, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use my gamer tag because it's just so much easier, and I'm terrible with like making up names. So yeah, big shout out to my dad for that one. That was my dad's doing, and it's definitely stuck, and it's gonna be here forever because, wow, it really does symbolize me as a person, I think. I mean, everything that an assassin stands for is just how I view things in general, anyways. You know, they're very, they want to stick up for people who can't stick up for themselves. They're all about like giving back and being the sort of Robin Hood figures. And yeah, I really do sort of think their philosophy and their ideology of things is very on point. I think the whole murdering people thing is maybe just not my cup of tea. Uh, that's the one thing that I don't really agree with, but yeah. Um, so that is how that came about, and it's just stuck ever since. So, very good question, mate. Thank you for that one. Neo Inferno, what are your favorite games to play other than Minecraft? Like, what other games do you enjoy? That is a really good question, Nate. Thank you for that one. So, I love playing the Battlefield games. I'm a real sucker for a good war game. So, I'll be honest. So, Battlefield 5 is one of my go-tos, you know, when I just need to, like, I don't know, just chill and shoot something or something like that. Battlefield 5 is definitely one of my go-tos. I love Destiny. I've been, like, grinding that game since the original game came out. Always my Titan. Always a Titan. And then if I'm not playing Destiny or Battlefield, I usually go to Dead by Daylight or anything. To be honest, I'm really diverse with my selection. I actually really love all different types of games. I love things like Stardew Valley, for example, like, you know, bit games. Um, I love anything. Oh, by the way, if you can hear explosions in the background, do not worry, I'm not starting a war zone. Uh, it is currently bonfire night, so I'm filming this on bonfire night, and so there's going to be a lot of explosions from fireworks. So please don't panic, I'm not in a war zone. David asks me, sorry, oh dude, you're literally testing me every single time now with your name. We got this, we got this, we got this. Charlie. Charlie asks me, would you like to see my city? Dude, I would love to see your city. That is a really good question. You know, I love seeing your guys' creations, and it definitely inspires me to build things relating to your stuff, if that makes sense. So when I went to visit your worlds, I saw that Stranger Things, another one of my subscribers, he actually built a mini game for me, and that really inspired me to start looking into Redstone and try and build some mini games and stuff. So yeah, I do love to, you know, see your things and hopefully try and do something of my own level of it, if that makes sense. So you definitely inspire me. So I would 100% love to see your city. Dindy, the legend that is Dindy, asks me, have you ever tried Java Minecraft? If so, do you like it more than Bedrock? That is a really good question as well. So yeah, it was the first ever version I tried. Like I said, it was in Australia, trying it on my cousin's computer, and I must say that the capabilities with mods and everything like that was just endless. It was so cool. I do wish that they could bring Java Edition to newer consoles, like maybe the PS5, Xbox Series X. Like, you know, still have the option to buy Bedrock too. But yeah, that would just be so cool. I can just picture all the Stranger Things stuff that can be coming out of my mind right now, and that would be mental. So Yeah, I think for capabilities wise, I did prefer it for that reason. I think that Bedrock is quite glitchy as well. However, Java probably has the same sort of issues occasionally, and I mean, at the end of the day, they're both Minecraft, and I love Minecraft dearly, so I'm just going to follow it wherever it goes. So I don't really know if I can say I love it better because I've never really played it properly enough. But would I love to try it? That is a really good question. Yes, of course, definitely, definitely would love to get on Java Edition, try and make some stuff through that one. Hot Wheels boys, you guys are legends. Thank you so much for commenting. How do I record your videos? How do I record my videos even? That is a good one too. So I'm actually really lucky that PlayStation has this built-in recording element. So I use that for basically all of my content. That is the one thing that stops me from playing my Xbox as much, is just the recording elements of the PlayStation. So although Xbox has the perfect system for a YouTuber or content creator or whatever, with Game Pass and stuff like that, it doesn't have recording of more than like 10 minutes, and it doesn't have audio recordings either, which, oh, Microsoft, if you're watching this video, very much doubt you are, but if you are, please, for my sake, please add some type of new recording system for your console. I mean, I know you can get capture cards and whatnot, but it's just not the same for me, and during this element of my life, at this time of my life, it's just not feasible for me to get a capture card, especially when you have to like run it through a computer or a laptop. Um, I can just see the complications going with that one. So yeah, I do record with PlayStation at the moment, and I'm super lucky that it does have that recording element, as well as a built-in editing software. I mean, that is really cool. It's super, super easy to use and very, very... What was that? Was that a motorbike? Flipping heck. So yeah, super easy to use and just very, very helpful. So big shout out to PlayStation for that one. Master Assassin asks me why. Master Assassin? I read your name wrong, bro. Master Mayhem. Matty Mayhem, in other words, my brother. He asked me why. Ah, that's a good question. Why on earth not, bro? That's my response to you. Why on earth would I not do this? This is so cool. So, so the next one, we are going to go straight to Mike A. Thank you for commenting, bro. How do you design your builds, and also how long does it take? That is such a good question as well. So it may sound odd, but I usually just use my imagination, or I draw them by hand first. But with fictional things, where there's a lot of like TV shows and even comics even, what was that? Too many evens. So even comics, books, whatever, any type of material I can use to inspire me or build better, I do use it. So movies are a really good example. I use my phone to take pictures of the movie when I'm watching it on my TV, and just like elements of a scene that I'll need the background for. Stranger Things is my prime example for that one. When I'm watching Stranger Things and I see something that's in a scene that there's no pictures of online, I just quickly snap a photo on my phone, delete it after I finish the tutorial, and then voila, you got that build going. So yeah, I usually use a lot of photos online, just for inspiration of like the real things. I find going off of the real things and not Minecraft ones is a really good and useful thing for me, because a lot of different creators have their own system for blocks. So say if you're looking at like the Eiffel Tower, for example, maybe a lot of people will build that out of blocks of iron. But in my case, I'd probably use something that looks a little bit more metallic-y. So maybe even some netherite, something like that. Probably not netherite, that's, that's the wrong material. But there's a material I'm thinking of in my head. I'll probably plop it on the screen if I can find it online. And yeah, try and like incorporate that somehow, just to give it a metallic-y glint. So yeah, I do use a lot of pictures, but they're obviously just all realistic ones. They're not any Minecraft ones, because I just find you can also get confused between your creation and a different content creator's creation. And the last thing I ever want to do is copy someone else's build. So yeah, I just stick with my own designs, use the real thing, and Google is my friend. So yeah, that's that one. Finest AJ, the legend that is, asks me, do you want a sequel to the animation I am crafting? I do have some ideas. Ooh. Now, I'm not going to say no to that one. That is going to be so cool. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I really do want to see that. That'd be awesome. Subconscious Patrick asks me... I love your game. Your game? Your name, even. So cool. I would like to see what inspired you to change from Forza content. That's a really good question. I'm glad you brought this up. To be honest, mate, I wasn't actually intending to use Forza as my backbone content. Now, what I mean by backbone content is it being the, you know, the forefront of my channel, like being the only thing I posted and sort of doing everything else in the background. That wasn't my initial thing to do. It was always going to be something else other than Forza. It's just that when I started playing Forza originally, and I came across the whole police car thing, I was like, you know what? No one has done a video explaining this properly yet, so maybe I could be that guy. And yeah, that just turned out to be my most popular video, which I'm very, very grateful for. But yeah, it wasn't going to be the backbone of my content, and it never was going to be the first thing I ever made. The first thing I made was those Rainbow Six montages. And then I sort of slowly got into Minecraft, and I don't really know what changed. I honestly don't have a straight answer for saying, like, you know, why did I start making tutorials? Because I honestly don't remember. I just randomly thought, you know what, I can make a guide, and let's just do it. And then I did, and kind of went from there. You guys took it off. So, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, by the way, do you like my attempt at a Superman? I am not sure what this was. I have no idea. It's a bald guy. It's it's literally a bald guy with an apron on who has half his head missing. And that was, yeah, that was very, very embarrassing. That was a terrible build. So yeah, I do hope to make some more Forza content on my second channel in the future, especially with Forza 5 coming out. That looks insane. How did I get second place on that one? Seriously, that's crazy. But other than that, I think as far as guides go, unless they start off like a new system on Forza 5, then, you know, maybe I'll make some guides on it as well. But other than that, Forza is going to be like a game I love and enjoy, but it might not be out there with content as much. Okay, the next one comes from HK Huey. This is a really good question. How many Stranger builds? How many Stranger builds? Big shout out to you, bro. But I was trying to say Stranger Things builds do you currently have planned? That's a good one. I actually don't have many. All in all, I'm going to say around 3, possibly. Because some of them, you know, they need some work doing to them or whatever. But I always try and make sure I have at least a couple plans on my worlds, just in case backup content or whatever. At the moment, with my editing software being a bit iffy, it's hard to get these videos done. So I'd say around 3. That's a good question. The next one comes from Bradley Jenks. Thank you for the question, bro. Why did you want to create the subscriber city streams? That's a good question too. Well, I think the short answer would be I really appreciate all of you guys, and I do think that with other content creators, when I've watched, you know, my favorite YouTubers and whatnot, the one thing they always forget to do, or seem to forget to do, is incorporate their subscribers somehow. They're always asking them to support the videos and, you know, I don't know, help them with charity events and stuff like that. And I know that's really, really great, and I completely agree with, you know, doing all these different events. They don't seem to actually give back in a way that would help a smaller channel, or even just, you know, a subscriber, just make them happy. So I started the streams to incorporate you guys in my videos. At the end of the day, you guys are the people who make my content worthwhile, and you make it actually available to other people, like, you know, by watching it and stuff. You guys get it in the recommended, and, you know, you bring in a lot more people for me. So why wouldn't I not help you? You know, why would I not help you guys? It's just something that I think needs addressing more on YouTube. So yeah, I just made it to give back to you guys in the small way that I could. Eventually, I would love to do some more giveaways, because I think that would be very, very cool to do. And yeah, eventually we can even get some merchandise, so that'd be pretty cool. But until then, the streams with you guys, or trying to incorporate you in any other way, is just very, very important to me. So yeah. Okay, the next one comes from Fixie. I hope I'm saying that right, mate. Have you ever messed up on a build and got lazy to fix it and just posted it? Oh my goodness me. This one could get me in trouble. Actually, yes, more than often. Unfortunately, it is a regular occurrence. I usually remake tutorials by teaching from photos taken from my phone, as you guys know now. And 9 times out of 10, I will end up missing like 1 block, or like be off by 1 block, or something like that. So then, subliminally, I always change the rest of the build. So you guys don't actually know that I'm doing it. You just think that, you know, that's how I'm supposed to teach it. But yeah, I've done that way too many times. With Starcore especially, I ended up changing certain elements of that are very, very, you know, not very noticeable at all. But there's elements in the walls, for example, like over near the game player, and the cinema connection. That is slightly different on my newer version than my original, because I just couldn't figure out how I did it on my original, and it was really bothering me. So instead of taking hours to try and figure it out, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to change this. No one will know. And now you do. So yeah, that is one thing that could be a bit of a problem. But as long as the tutorial looks the same as the thumbnail, then I really am not worried how I teach you guys, and I hope you aren't too. As long as it does look the same as what I've advertised as me building, then however it turns out, then I'm not too worried. So yeah, that is that is a regular occurrence, unfortunately. The next one comes from Claudia. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Have I ever visited another country? That is so cool. That is so cool you asked me that. I have. I have been to Belgium, France, Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Dubai. Unfortunately, the last three though were through connecting flights and through the airports. Those were the times I was going to Australia, and the only way you can get to Australia from England, or at least at the time, was through Malaysia, Singapore, or Dubai. So the Middle East or Asia in somewhere. So yeah, that was really, really cool experience for me, and I was quite young back then. So being able to travel to a foreign country that was really, really far away was a really, really nice experience, and I do hope that you guys can experience that too. If you are young, it's definitely something that you need to have in your life experience, I think, because it teaches you about like traveling and the whole visa thing and all that sort of crazy stuff. And it also shows you how big the world is. I think like when we're in our own countries, you just think that the world sort of is in your own country. I'm a really, really big fan of geography, so I never just looked at like England as being England. I always looked at like the bigger picture and really had some big dreams to go to different countries around the world. But being able to do that, it definitely opens your eyes a lot more, and you see different cultures as well. I mean, cultures of the universe is cultures of the world. Sorry, I'm going like way out into aliens, but cultures of the world is really, really important, and it helps you be respectful of those religions and different places and their different cultures as well. So yeah, it's worth actually going on holiday. If you can go on holiday with your family, for example, and they give you the choice to go, definitely do it. It'll be a once in a lifetime experience, and you definitely need to experience it. Go for it. Also, let me know where you go in the comments down below. No rhyme intended. Uh, oh my gosh, how do I pronounce your name? I'm so sorry. Yozara? I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. GamingTV asks me, any plan on playing RPG games? Really good question. Actually, on my second channel, I play a lot of RPG games. I love RPG games so much. Story-driven RPGs are just the best thing ever. So definitely go check them out over on my second channel. Link in the description, card on the screen as well. Thank you for asking. The next one comes from Betty Horde Clinic. And this man asks me, what's the biggest thing you have made in Minecraft and how long did it take? Oh man, I think the biggest solo thing I've ever built was definitely StarCraft. But as you guys know that one, I'm going to say the coolest thing I've ever made was probably this mansion on my family's private world, the one I started playing Minecraft on. That one was so cool. I literally had like 5 or 6 bathrooms in it, 20 odd bedrooms and like everything. It had fountains and it was beautiful. Really, really good build. And then one day I decided I was just going to load up that world, destroy it, and build a city square there. Ah man, one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in Minecraft. So yeah, that really, really sucks, man. And I never thought I'd actually miss something digitally as much, but that one house really does kind of play on my mind all the time. I'm like, why did I destroy that? Seriously. 12-year-old me, I'm just like punching myself. Stupid, absolutely stupid. So yeah, that was one thing that was, yeah, I missed that. I missed that a lot. But yeah, thank you for asking. That was probably the coolest thing I've ever built, and the biggest was StarCraft. Oh, sorry, and how long did it take? So the mansion took around, 6 hours maybe? StarCraft definitely over 48. Definitely over 48. And that was like over, many weeks and stuff like that, trying to figure out different techniques and crazy, crazy times. Code J Ret asks me, how do you have 6k subscribers and only 100 views per vid? That's actually a really good point. And this is going to come into my news video because I really want to address this myself. Actually, I'm not sure if the news video will come out before this video will. but I'll be explaining more, on that subject over on that one. So if it is already out, please go and watch that one first. If not, stick with this one. So I think it really comes down to my output, like my output as a content creator, and the level of like videos I'm putting out. So by doing Minecraft tutorials with many categories and genres, it's completely understandable to me that like not many people want to see, say, Stranger Things content and then like randomly a Teletubbies build. I'm just going to use that as an example. But like, you know what I mean? It would be weird for me to just do like loads of Stranger Things stuff and then randomly drop in like a movie or just a building. There's going to be like maybe a lot more people watch the building one, and then they come back to my normal content and it's like, oh, he only does Stranger Things stuff. So it's kind of like you got to really, really balance it out. And being such a diverse YouTuber, like being such a random YouTuber, I'd say, like I don't really have a set content. I mean, Minecraft is my set content, but you know how many possibilities there are of Minecraft. Crazy. It's endless. So it does come down to just what people want to see that day, and yeah, just everything like that. I'm really grateful for you guys because you literally do watch pretty much all of my content, even if you don't like it or you're not interested in that specific video or the genre, you do support it anyways, which is really, really, amazing. I'm thankful for it. But don't worry, I do see that, and I'm changing up slowly my weeks and stuff like that to just incorporate things that everyone wants to see. So yeah, videos do better than others, I will admit, but I do just think it comes down to what everyone wants to see, and I would be totally the same if I was watching a YouTuber that did like thousands of different genres and content that I wasn't really interested in. Then I wouldn't want to watch like every single video either. So it really doesn't bother me too much. I'm really not too worried. But I will explain more on the subject in the news video, so definitely stay tuned for that one. But yeah, thank you for asking me, mate. It's a good point. So we are coming to the end of our Q&A. I just have one more question to go down, and it is Lloyd Che. It's from Lloyd Che. Thank you so much for your question, my friend. I really, really do appreciate it. It means a lot. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you. It's so cool that you've been supporting the channel for a long time. Like, it's just so awesome. I'm very, very grateful as well, so thank you so much. So the question to me is, how has life been during the pandemic? Now, that is actually a very, very deep question. If it sounds like I'm reading a script for this next part, it's because I've written down many, many points just to address and like bring up in this one, because I completely just when I'm speaking freely, I'm terrible with it. I mean, you guys have seen in my tutorials. Luckily, I don't have to speak too much, just count. But when I'm speaking like this a lot, then speaking naturally is very, very not a good thing. I'm very bad at it. So I've written down just some points, just some notes. I'm going to refer back to it a lot, so I might just pause in between saying some stuff. So, I mean, the first thing is, of course, everyone has been through literal hell during this time. I mean, it's not just, when you say, how has my life been? I think it's a case of like how all of us has been, like, because I've had the normal things that everyone's been feeling too, like the sadness and the unknown and just everything like that. So, I think that, like, those types of feelings have been, I wouldn't say normal, because no one should have to class them as normal, but I think those feelings have been very mutual towards all of us. It's definitely been a very, very psychologically challenging and draining time. Definitely draining. I mean, I'm still shattered now, just from everything that's been going on, like different things in my schedule that I've had to change because of the pandemic. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I've been a little bit more productive, but it's just terrible. It really is terrible that the sacrifices that have been made by other people. I haven't made, many drastic ones myself, but the ones that I've had to be made by other people, I really do have the utmost respect for those people. I think the biggest sadness for me throughout the pandemic was not seeing anyone for months, like not being able to go out, even to the shops. I didn't go to the supermarket for an entire year. I literally was in the house 24/7. I was going for walks, just, going out for walks. It sounds like I'm a dog, but I was literally just going for walks with sometimes my family members, and that was basically the only outside interaction I had for an entire 2020. Because of my condition in my leg, I was like in a category where I wasn't actually allowed to do much because they, you know, if I did end up in hospital, then it would kind of be my own fault. That's what they say. So yeah, I was inside quite a lot that time, and that did some days that was really really hard because you know you sort of twiddle your thumbs and you're like, ugh, I really want to get outside and do stuff like a normal person, but you know it was just too dangerous and it was very very unsafe, and no one really knew what was going on at that time. Um, Things were popping up in the news and lots of propaganda for sure, like lots of things that were scaring people, and yeah, it was definitely terrible, and I really do think that, you know, if it wasn't for you guys keeping me busy all this time, requesting tutorials and just joining streams and stuff, I would be very very dull right now. I would be like a very dull zombie, um, just because I was living the same life day in day out, and it was just so boring. But yeah, I'm very grateful for YouTube, and I'm very grateful for all the people around me, my family, my friends, for keeping me, you know, the person I am today. Um, so yeah, the biggest sadness was not being able to see people. The UK was in and out of lockdown for ages. Literally, we were going in lockdown for like multiple months, and then coming out for a week, it being terrible again, and then going back in for months. So that was horrible. That was definitely a hard time. It was hard not seeing my family. My nana was going through a very, very tough time in her life because something had happened to my granddad. Um, Rest in peace. And yeah, not being able to see her during that time, you know, not being able to support her because she lived a little bit far away. That was horrible. That was a very horrible thing. Um, so that was tough, and that was recent. That wasn't in 2020. That was actually this year. So that was a tough thing. And although we haven't, you know, we've got past the peak of the pandemic, it's still there and it's still, you know, causing quite a lot of problems for people. So I think until things are 100% fine again, or at least, you know, on the cusp of being fine, everyone please take your precautions necessary. Like please wear your mask, please you know, just be very very careful where you go. Um, I do remember before the pandemic broke out, I was walking through a town not far from my town with one of my best friends, and we were looking at the newspapers, and it was saying about problems going on in Italy with the pandemic starting. And me and him were just like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" You know, it feels like a zombie apocalypse is going on. We literally said like it felt like that was going on. Um, and now I just realized how like stupid and naive we were to think that, because we thought like, you know, we saw it in another country, we thought it's not going to get here. And that was very very stupid to think. But like when you see things in the news or you see things in the newspaper, you just think like, wow, that's, you know, that's in writing, or it's on the TV, you know, it's far away. But no, this definitely affected the entire world, and it's been very very hard for people. So I just want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you incredibly. Thank you to all the key workers, all of the medical staff at hospitals, everyone in supermarkets, especially. I think they're the unseen heroes, keeping the shops, you know, available to everyone, especially during the height of the pandemic. If you remember, people were queuing outside the shops. The whole toilet roll crisis. I mean, it's laughable now, but in the time it was terrible. It's like you never thought that would happen. Um, so yeah, the unseen workers as well as the key workers there, all of them are actually amazing people. So yeah, big thank you to them, and delivery drivers too. I mean, if it wasn't for the delivery drivers, the truck drivers, how would we have gotten our toilet roll, or even our clothes, or our food, or whatever? So thank you to all of those people. Um, and like I say, without all of you guys, without all the assassins, I would probably be, you know, very very dull, like I said. So thank you for keeping me busy. Thank you for keeping my passion going, uh, keeping me in high spirits, and yeah, I appreciate you all very very much. Please take care of yourselves. I'm going to have to end the Q&A here because we're coming up to 40 minutes, which is insane. I've been talking for way too long. My throat is hurting. My headset is probably going to break. If it's not already. I'm pretty sure it's broken already. Even probably like a kissing sound or something. I think it's broken. It's busted. But yeah, I must leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching this Wheelassassin video. I really do appreciate you asking me all these questions for another Q&A. It's been awesome. I hope you've learned something new about the channel or myself today, and I hope you'll be looking forward to the news video coming shortly as well. That would be awesome to get done. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much, Assassins. Be safe. Have a good one. And thank you once again for 7,000 incredible subscribers. Take care of yourselves. Peace out. And goodbye for now.